Welcome to this special update from the Bison Information Network. The body of Tommy Bearson, the freshman from NDSU who had been missing since Saturday morning, has allegedly been found. In a press conference Tuesday afternoon, Fargo Police Chief Keith Turnus stated that he believes Bearson's body was found in Moorhead instead of the residential areas in Fargo previously thought. The body was found in South Moorhead near Sam's Club and Menards at 11:20 a.m. Tuesday morning, matching the description of Bearson and the clothing that he was last reported to be in. Police are now turning this into an investigation on what happened leading up to Bearson's death. We will now be playing the press conference from Tuesday afternoon.
We had originally planned on holding this press conference here at 1 o'clock to update the public via the media in terms of where we were at in terms of searching for Thomas Bearson, our missing NDSU student. Our intentions were to let you know what had been accomplished to this point, and also let you know what our plans were moving forward throughout today and the rest of this week. However, part of that plan was to have another ground search conducted over in Moorhead relative to some information that we had been working on in terms of locating Thomas. But shortly after that search started this morning, the searchers came across a deceased person lying in an outdoor area over in Moorhead, in the area that was to be searched. And the physical description, the clothing description of that deceased person leads us to believe that it is in fact our missing person, Thomas Bearson. I won't have a whole lot of other detailed information to provide you other than to say that the scope of this investigation has now quickly transitioned from the Fargo Police Department and North Dakota State University searching for Tom to the death investigation, which will be conducted by authorities over in Minnesota, to include the Moorhead Police Department and the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. I think it's safe to say that we express our grief and sadness and our condolences to the Bearson family. But like I said, it's early into our investigation as to the cause of death. I don't have a whole lot of additional information to share with you at this point. I will attempt to answer any questions that you have. I know President Bresciani is here as well. He too will try to answer any questions you have. But please keep in mind that the information that I'm at liberty to share at this point will be extremely limited. So if you have any questions, I'll entertain them now.
Where in Moorhead, Keith, roughly?
You know, all I can tell you, Kevin, is it was outdoors. It's at this particular point in the investigation, I think it would be a little inappropriate to disclose the exact location, but I will tell you it was in the area that the ground search was planned for today, which started at 11 o'clock, and then it was at approximately 11:20 that the people conducting the search located the deceased individual.
Signs of foul play at all?
Too early to tell. Too early to tell at this point in the investigation. But like I said, that will be a issue that the authorities over in Moorhead and the Minnesota BCA will have to examine.
How far or how close to the river was the body?
You know, I have not been to the scene itself as of yet. In fact, I was in the process of visiting with the family this morning to update them as to where we were at in terms of our search when I received word of what had been discovered over in Moorhead. And so I promptly informed the family. And but like I said, Kevin, I have not been to the scene, and again, I think it's premature at this point to go any further in terms of disclosing exactly where he was was found.
Is it a residence or unoccupied type situation?
No,
Okay.
it's not, it's not in a neighborhood area of the city of Moorhead. Any other questions? If not, I'll give the President Bresciani an opportunity to make a statement.
Thank you, Chief. Obviously, in a campus and a tight-knit civic community like ours, this sort of thing is traumatic for everyone involved. And there's a natural reaction, particularly when we have such a lack of information and detail, and probably won't have that information and details for days, if not weeks yet, for people to start hypothesizing, projecting, imagining details or what might have happened. My hope would be, as a tight-knit campus and local community, that out of respect for the family, that we will be very reticent to do that. That will limit conversations, that will not try to imagine what possibly did or didn't happen. We obviously are dealing with a family who's also lacking that information in detail. And with no ill intentions, conversations like that can be exceptionally painful to family members who are grieving over this. So I would request that everyone be respectful of that feature, and as information becomes available, it will be distributed appropriately. Thank you.
In the spirit of echoing President Bresciani's comments, let me stress this point. I know I've already had a brief conversation with the Moorhead Police Chief, Dave Ebbinger, and I think all involved can rest assured that he and his staff and the investigators that are working on this on the Minnesota side of the river will exhaust all of their resources to come to conclusions relative to this unattended death. And as President Bresciani said, I want to make sure that the community as a whole recognizes two things. Number one, the effort that went in towards locating Tom was exhaustive, both from the police department and the officials at NDSU. And we will maintain our commitment and provide whatever resources we can now as this transitions from an operational standpoint over to the authorities in Moorhead. But if at all possible, I think I would ask the community to reserve any judgment or to not draw any conclusions until the investigation into this matter has been completed, and that could take several days, if not weeks.
Is the BCA on site then?
When I last spoke with Chief Ebbinger, which was about a half hour to 45 minutes ago, they were still on their way, but he anticipated their arrival shortly.
President Bresciani, I'm sorry, Dave.
Are you looking for anybody, or is the public at risk or anything?
Well, we don't, no, the public's, at this particular point, we don't have any information that would lead us to caution the public in any respect. But with that said, again, I want to make sure that people understand that, you know, it hasn't even been 2 hours since we made the discovery, and so we're extremely early on into this phase of the investigation.
President Bresciani, I know when the student lost some students a few years ago in a car accident, there was vigil and things on campus. Anything, I know it's early in the game here, but anything planned that you know of from student affairs or anything?
We will work very closely with the family and be respectful of their wishes. It'd be far too early to even be talking about that with them right now. They're obviously trying to cope with what they've just learned literally minutes ago. But when the time comes for that conversation, we'll certainly have that with them.
They have something on campus, you mean? Like for the students or
I
whatever?
wouldn't want to reject what the family's wishes are.
Anything else? Like I said, I know we don't have a whole lot of information to share with you at this point relative to where we're at in terms of the investigation. But like I said, we believe we've closed the missing person aspect of this investigation, and now this will transition into determining the manner in which the individual located in Moorhead Parish. So, thank you very much.